We're in Macomb Township, Michigan. We're putting a drain in between two homes. This is pretty common. Nobody did anything wrong. The finish grade was fine. All the elevations are good. They match what was on the plot plan. The building official did his job when he approved the finish grade. Everything's fine. The problem is we got clay. We have so much clay here in Macomb Township. Now I wanted to show you this. This is blue clay, and it is the absolute worst. It is nasty. You could put a pipe in the ground and you could have a puddle literally 18 inches or a foot from the pipe. You don't get no capillary action out of this. This stuff's the worst. So we're gonna make sure our pipe is right in the center of the collection area. We put plywood down like we do all our jobs so that we don't damage the turf. The frost laws are still on, so we have to run short loads. If you're wondering how we are impacted by the weight restrictions of the frost laws, you can only carry half to even less than half under the weight restrictions of what you normally carry, depending on the vehicle and or trailer. Every lot in Macomb Township could use a drain. Every one of them. It just improves your property. It's such a mess when you have children and pets. And think about the guys that are maintaining your property. Give the lawn crew a break. Help them out. Don't get mad at them because they rutted up your yard or got stuck in your yard. It's no fault of theirs. Okay, so there is a storm drain catch basin in this backyard. Somebody's already tied into the sleeve, so we're gonna core it. It's no big deal. We're equipped for it. Doesn't take us long. I'm gonna shoot a video and come back to this video to show you just how great a job, even with the muddy conditions. I'll show you how great a job this crew does of putting back together the turf and the yard, so that we want to be that full service company that is as non-invasive as we possibly can be. We perfected that. The lawn is still dormant because we're waiting for spring basically. But we'll see you back here shortly. All right, the guys finished. This was so wet in here that they had to wheelbarrow all the stone, even though we have that really nice equipment to help them out. It was just so soft in here. And we put down some bluegrass. We put down some annual rye so that pops right away. And the bluegrass takes weeks before it gets going. So always use annual rye, not perennial, because you don't want that next year coming up. But that's how nice they left the yard, even in the worst conditions. So storm drain is in the back. They tied into that. You can't even tell that they were here doing all that work. And right here where it was so saturated that you would step in the grass and sink to your ankles. We tried to cut the sod off with a sod cutter and it just sunk. So that's how bad this was. And this is normal for Macomb. So the boys are on another job and they're just right down the street, to be honest with you. So let's go see how they're doing. All right, so I'll tell you how we ended up here and all the different reasons why there was yard water problems on this lot. Last year, all this work was done. They put a pool in. Now, to code, you're supposed to pitch the cement away from the pool so you don't get stormwater in the pool, and that's a good thing. But what they didn't do here is you're supposed to pitch it away from the house and put a channel drain in. They must have had a novice cement guy, and it was through the pool company. They pitched the water to the house. So then they pitched the cement towards the air conditioner. So much water loads up into this corner. He never had any basement water or basement leaks, but he did have a rod hole where the forms for the basement wall were put together. And you should see the video. It's just pouring water out this rod hole, you know, that never leaked before because there's this nice clay cap over everything, but there was just so much water. So what we're doing is we're going to grab up all that water and we're going to build a system to catch all that water. We're going to put two 4-inch Schedule 40s under the walk, and this outdoor living area is shedding off water too. So we have all this area that's non-permeable. By the time the water gets to the green belt, so you can see how nice a trench that is, the guys went ahead and they cut the sprinkler line. They'll get the French drain in. You can see the sod is in order, it goes together like a puzzle. We're the only ones building maintenance-free French drains. There's another sprinkler line, they cut it, they'll get the system in. We got into the mains over here, but the French drain needs to go where the French drain needs to go. So it's no big deal. I'm gonna go pick up a couple 100-foot rolls of it and we'll be fine. It goes together like adult Legos. And by the way, it's included in our price. We're full service installation company. So you can see just how methodical everything is done. The sod has been cut off, all of its root, cut really thick. The guys go ahead and take a shovel, cut it in manageable sections, and they just lean it up against the fence. We're the only ones building maintenance-free French drains that are fully contained, that last forever. Now check this out. Tell me if this ain't sweet. There's some more of that blue clay that we've seen down the street. God, that stuff's nasty. But there's the sleeve into the storm drain. We don't have to core this one. It's nice when you run into one of these. Macomb is good that way. Now this is going to continue out, and we're doing the whole side of the house too because of the water issues here. But you can see what a nice trench that is. You can see the amount of clay that has been Let's get down in here. You can see the amount of clay that's been removed. And you can see how clean the guys have been. Here's a sprinkler main running right alongside. So yeah, we caught, they called me and said, hey, all the mains are going behind this pool. No big deal. You'd be shocked how fast the crew can get this together. Don't be concerned. Full service. Sprinklers, sod restoration, like we were never even here. No inlets. There will be no inlet basins. None. Fully contained French drain system that's going to take all the water off this pool deck, all the water from the rooftop, all the water from this outdoor living space. We're going to catch it. We're wrapping a curtain drain around this whole outdoor living space. We're going to catch all the water and we're going to evacuate it to that storm drain. Okay, so the guys work fast. They got all the sprinklers repaired, all the lines are reconnected, and they got the stone in. So we have our pipe and stone in. Everything is done besides the burrito wrap and putting the sod over top. So our burrito wrap, if you haven't seen our videos, you know, the guys, they wrap the stone and pipe in a filter fabric, and then we pin it. No contaminants can get in. This is a maintenance-free French drain system. And I also, nice work, guys, real nice work. All right, so put the proper coupler to attach our 8-slot pipe to the storm drain catch basin. What a difference, what a difference. These guys move quick. So you can see how much stone we put in. You can see how there's no inlet basin. Why would you need an inlet basin? The water's just going to run right into the stone, right into the pipe. So instead of what happens when you put inlet basins in, you're restricting your surface water to a 6-inch catch basin. So I guess if you think about it that way, that's the best way for me to explain how amazing our French drain systems are. With no catch basins for surface water, and instead we take the stone all the way to the top. We leave the sod with 2.5 inches of root, so it grows over this, no problems at all. We're going to take all the water as it runs off this outdoor living space. It's going to go right into this system, into that storm drain that the men tied into. And because it's wrapped and contained, no contaminants can ever get in. If we put an inlet basin in this system, now we have an inlet basin tied into our French drain pipe. Now we're going to fill it full of debris, and now you're on a maintenance schedule. And honestly, those maintenance schedules, besides being costly and like having another cable bill, unfortunately, you really don't get them clean. They can get big blockages out, but they're not going to get sediments out. Think about that. All the sediment that washes in, and it's going to find its way through that 8-slot pipe into your stone. So the inlet basins is a failed experiment, and why the guys continue to do them is because it's inexpensive. You don't need the equipment to do it, and they love the cash grab of getting you on a maintenance schedule. When we put a drain in, we never see it again. That's it for the life of the home. Okay, so remember, this was the house where the water was running and it was going into the basement. I am going to put a video in showing the homeowner actually captured on video the water running through the basement wall where the forms met when they poured the wall. Here's the homeowner's video of the leak in his basement. Whenever you have yard water in a high concentration, water's going to find a way. This never leaked before until the water came off that pool deck and pooled around the AC unit.
I got some bonus footage for you after this. I went by this house and caught it during a rainstorm.
All right, we're back here in a rain. The homeowner went ahead and put a top dressing of stone so that he's got an open French drain. And he was just telling me that the water used to just pool right here and down the fence line. Big improvement?
Oh, absolutely. This was terrifying because it would always be standing water against the house all the way around here, and it would wash the mulch completely out of the bed across the concrete. And then the fence line is pretty much kind of how the trampoline is now, where we didn't do a system.
Yeah, we'll get that next year.
The fence line used to be like that, and it would take, if it would even dry out, because we have a sprinkler system, it would take a week just to not be soggy. And it's rained for like a week here, and every single day after work, I'd come and walk the fence line, especially back in that corner by the sewer drain, and it would always be wet. Now it's dry. It dries out super fast after the rain, so it's fantastic.
So what do you have to say about the theory that a French drain system without inlet basins doesn't work?
I think you don't want inlet basins. You just want it to run right down into the ground. You know, it's natural flow of water. Basins just clog up.
Yep, and you know, a lot of my subscribers, they want me out in the field during the rain showing the system's working. I'm gonna go over the storm drain and show them all the water that's pouring in. We got a 6-inch sleeve, and
the other interesting thing, the sprinkler box in the ground, the water used to fill in it so much it would actually pop it up. And I went in there every single day, and it's bone dry.
we ran our system right up, and then we tunneled under the sprinkler box because this used to fill up with water.
Now it's dry.
Look at that. There's the valves, and this
used to float, and that's why I was cutting the grass, and my lawnmower caught it, because this used to float.
Oh my God.
That's how much water we used to get here.
All right, let's check out the storm drain catch basin. The rain's slowing down, but I can still show you what it's moving. Does that look like a French drain system that's working pretty good?
Absolutely.
Is that some water or what? And if it was raining harder, it would be pouring out faster. I mean, it's taking in the water as fast as it hits the ground. It's running to the drain, and the drain's just moving the water.
You can see the neighbor's yard is everyone's flowing on top.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you said that, because sometimes I take a lot of what I do for granted. So look at the French drain and how it's working. And look at the backyard, no water, because the water goes down in the system, and then it moves underground in the vein of stone in the pipe to this sleeve in the storm drain. Now look at the neighbor's yard. There's all kinds of water. And the water level has to reach a certain height. Remember, water always seeks level. Eventually it will rise to a certain height and make it into the storm drain grate. But the only way to dry out the subsoil is to go down with a vein of stone with a non-woven geotextile fabric wrapping the system. And through capillary action, it's going to pull all the moisture out of the subsoil. It's going to help dry out the yard, stiffen it up, firm it up. One more shot before we go. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right, so I think the jury's in. You could build a French drain without inlet basins. Maintenance free, and it just rips and roars. So we're going to grab up all this water now, and it's just going to evacuate immediately. With that water, no more water, no more problems. When the water was just running off the concrete and just filling this area around this air conditioner, you know, water just needs a small hole and you're done. And that's how this basement ended up, unfortunately, trashed. I mean, a beautiful entertainment room, and this is going to bring this homeowner a peace of mind. Not only is it a great remedy for a problem, because that was a huge issue, then this small green belt back here, all this water running off this pool deck, this was always really wet, hard to maintain. So you get your yard back again. You don't sink to your ankles, or your lawnmower don't get stuck. And you can't be hard on your lawn crew if you're not putting in a French drain system and your lot is really, really soft and they're trying to maintain your property for you. You can't get on the lawn care guys. I'm gonna give a shout out to them and stick up for them, because, you know, I've been there. I was a young guy cutting grass once too. All right, so now we kind of caught up to the guys where they're at right now. And you can see Marcelo, he's over here taking care of some sprinkler lines that we had to reroute for the French drain system. They're gonna mend all the sprinkler lines. Now, we had so much water laying in here, it was just unbelievable. And then the way the water runs from this house, it lays in here. So remember, always put your pipe in the collection areas. The lowest point where all the water's at, grab it up. Grab it up. So no inlet basins are going in here. And this is going to be a fully contained system, wrapped. All right, the guys got everything buttoned up here. You can hardly tell they're here. That sprinkler valve box, there'd be so much water that would stand on this Macomb Township, Michigan clay lot that lid would float. It would come right off. You can see where the drain was. All the sprinklers have been repaired. The sod's all put together. Look at this. Look at this. Like we are never, ever even here, if you can believe that. Just full service. Sprinklers, sod, everything restored back to normal. Can't even tell we were here. You don't see any inlet basins because we do not use inlet basins. They let contaminants in. You can see that all the sod that we had cut off and it was up against the fence, it's all put back in place. Went right back together just like a puzzle. All the sprinklers are restored. Fully contained French drain system. Doesn't need any maintenance. This French drain doesn't have an expiration date. This French drain will last forever. The homeowner is going to put some decorative stone in here and just keep this an open French drain. If you're looking for the service in North Oakland County or North Macomb County, Michigan, give us a call. If you'd like to see more videos like this, give us a thumbs up. Be more than happy to make more videos for you.